All righty, well, welcome. I am so excited to have a dear friend of mine, Sandie Fuenty, who just is on a beautiful new journey, a new chapter as a brand new author. And I adore her. I love her. I'm inspired by her. I've been able to be part of journey in your life. So I really just wanted to talk to you about what's going on and share it with our friends, family, and all of that. So I'm going to introduce her. Sandie Fuenty brings a lifetime of experience, resilience, and heart. At 76, she's an author, speaker, and a longtime leader with over 30 years in Mary Kay, where she worked closely with women and truly understands women, their personally and professionally. So Sandie and I have known each other for quite a few years now, through business, through life, and I've had the privilege of walking alongside of her on this a bit and supporting her through different seasons of her life. So let me tell you a little bit about who we've got here to talk to us today. After 51 years of marriage, she lost her husband in 2022 following a long battle connected to his service in Vietnam. That experience led her to write her first solo book, Death Till Death Do Us Part, where she shares the real and often unspoken journey of widowhood and what it looks like to begin again. So today, her work is about helping women move forward through grief, reclaim their lives, and find strength in what comes next. So glad to have you here today.
Thank you, Lene. We have been on a journey of many, many different roads, haven't we?
God, we haven't we? So, and we just never know what's next.
Never.
We never.
No.
So we just keep showing up. I just
And
love
I've learned to not say never. I'm never going to do that because we are put in different places at different times.
that is for sure. Well, I have a couple free flowing questions, but what I wrote down here was what inspired you to write the book?
Um, I don't, all right,
Yes, put it up real quick.
but wait, I have to find out how to get the,
There you go. Oh, man.
oh, how did we get to,
There it is, right to death to his part. And then I will also post a picture of it. Pull back, pull back, pull back. There you go. Push forward, push forward. She zoomed out her background. There we go. I don't know if we're going to get the whole thing.
well, it's a beautiful book and I want you to see
It
the
is
cover.
beautiful. And I
Because,
will put a picture in there
okay,
of
good,
the beautiful
because
book.
part of what I'm going to talk about may be that book
Yes.
cover. Um, this journey started a lot of years ago when someone advised me that I should write a column called Beauty Buzz in a little local paper every month. And it was fun. I enjoyed it. And then I was asked to write in different anthology. I'm glad you can edit this. Anthologies over the years. And I found it to be enjoyable and on different subjects. And then this whole journey with Jim took place. And I wrote in an anthology and I couldn't figure out what to write about. The only word that kept coming to my mind was grief. And it was a book that was supposed to be for women, uplifting stories, inspiring, encouraging. And here I am thinking grief. And the author of the book, or the person that put it together, said, if you can do it in a way that's not morbid and depressing, do it. That's what you're called to do. Mm-hmm. So I did. I wrote that chapter, and it was called The Journey to Widowhood. And once I finished that chapter, I knew there was more, that I had to do something. And when I talked to people about it, they were so interested in what I had to say because people don't talk about grief. They don't know how to handle it. It's like one of those almost taboo subjects. You know,
Mhm.
you don't find a lot of information out there. The VA gave us a lot of paper things, what to expect pamphlets, 3 months, 6 months after, but it was very generic and
Mhm.
black and white. So I went to a women's conference the next weekend and I met my book coach accidentally. And there was a woman there also speaking on grief, but her breakout was full. So I couldn't go in it to see what she had to say. But
Mhm.
it brought to my mind that, hey, people are interested in grief. So anyway, I I had a free call with the lady that became my book coach
Mhm.
and my friend, and she probably knows as much about me as anybody in this world after dragging all this information out
After
of me.
writing, yeah.
Yes. But the cover, can I explain the cover now?
Yeah,
If
yeah. And if
you,
we
if you,
can't see it, I will have it in
okay,
this. We can see
thank
how
you.
beautiful it is.
Because the cover shows a hand, and that is my hand on there, checking the widowed box at a new doctor's office. And I was doing fine. It was probably 4 to 6 months after Jim had passed. I was doing okay, but I had to go to a new doctor. And I got all this stuff to fill out, that clipboard. And I got down to that marital status.
Mhm.
And like I always said, I was going to check married. Well, it dawned on me, I'm not. And I had to check that W box. And I sat there and just froze. And it was like if I checked that box, I was giving away one more part of him,
Mhm.
or admitting to it
Mhm.
that he was not here anymore. So that cover was in my mind from the very beginning, and we were able to bring it to life.
Oh, wow. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I just know because I got to be a little bit on the sidelines while all of that was happening and
You
how
did,
you, yeah,
yes.
and how you just kept showing up. And there was a lot of things that happened during all of that health, leaving something, creating something new. And I think besides just what you are going to present beautifully in this book is also the part that that not everybody will be able to see, but that part of what happens afterwards, you just keep choosing.
You
Yeah,
do.
down days, up days, down days. And I think you said people need to know more about grief, but it brings up so much fear.
Yes,
Is
and
that the
it's
right, is
so
that the right word you would say?
you don't know how to react to it.
Okay.
People don't know how, especially at the beginning. Um, I'd walk into a room and it would go quiet if it
Mhm.
was my friends because they did not know how to approach me. Did they hug me? Did they say, I'm so sorry? Did what?
Yeah.
What? And so I just sort of,
Yeah.
I said, I'm so glad I'm here and just left it at that. And that sort of broke the ice and we were able to go on. And it was
Yeah.
also my birthday.
So many
So
things.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
I
many things.
with my journey of a little bit of grief, I've always just said there is no book. There is no, well, there's a book right now to be able to share that as the widow, but there's also for the one who's part of that, the receiving the people around, there are no rules. There's no rules. So it is an area that I think we all enjoy learning from both sides of like how to, and all that it brings up. So let's move on with tell me a
Okay.
little bit more about something about grief that people don't really talk about. I mean, I think we're talking about that right now, that how do we even be in that space with somebody and the person that's going through it? I mean, there's different angles of that and how we avoid.
very much so. And I have to tell you to take your lead from the person that has gone through the loss, that
Okay.
if they want to talk, be there for them, be a non-judgmental ear, and
Mm.
just let them talk, let them ramble, because they need to hear it coming from themselves. Also, I never thought that relief and grief belonged in the same sentence together. But the first thing I felt when we knew positively that Jim was gone, because this happened, we had gotten him home on hospice the night before after 2 months in the hospital. And we had gotten him home the night before, and the next morning, I had to lay down. My son was taking over, the watch. And I'm sorry, but it was a death watch. We knew it, but
Mhm.
we didn't want him to be alone. And if he needed us, we were there. And I laid down on the couch right near where the hospital bed was. And about an hour later, and I was thoroughly exhausted, I got this little nudge saying, Mom, I think he's gone. And when I realized what that meant, I think I let out the biggest sigh of my life. And with it went, my body could just feel all this stuff spewing out of me. And and then it was like, wait a minute, why should you feel relief? He's the one that died.
And then you went.
And
Mhm.
it was terrible because I went into like a guilt mode.
Mhm.
Why should I be relieved that all this, the caregiving, the hospitals, the sleepless nights, the everything were at an end. And so the grief and guilt and some of the other stages that came later,
Yeah.
for other people, they may come at different times. A lot of mine overlapped also.
Mhm.
And the book, writing this book was the biggest healing journey I have ever been on.
Mhm. Isn't a book always about the author's healing journey and then being
Ugh,
able to share it as something for others to be able to have something to follow. Uh, what did you call it? Re, relief?
really,
No.
um, I never, I could never picture the word relief being tied into grief.
Okay. Yeah, it
That,
goes both ways though. I can really see the energy of that, the grief, the relief, and yeah, and how many people could get stuck in that.
oh, yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yes.
So, wow, there's a lot to be said about that, and you having the space to be able to process and feel it and get to the next place, to the next
Mm-hmm.
place. Um, you do share in your book, which of course we're not going to share. I enjoyed the book. I went through it very quickly because I did kind of know some of the things that were going on,
Oh,
but
you sure did.
yeah,
Mhm.
but it was kind of like it was a good read. It was good. I know it's going to touch a lot of people, and there's something sometimes about something being short, sweet, to the point with some tools at the end, if that's the way I want to put it. So you talk about 5 stages of widowhood. And of course, I don't want you to go into all 5 of those, but is there one of those which I don't know was the hardest or you would like to gift to us today? I don't know. Pick what you want to do with that.
Well, I can't say I'm through them even because
Mhm.
it's an ongoing process.
Okay.
A song will come on and you think, it was like, I so much wanted to tell Jim about the big event, the book launch this weekend. And he, I know he's there
Right.
right by my side, but I couldn't just pick up the phone and say, "Oh my gosh, Jim, it went beautifully." The venue, the people that came, the words, just everything was perfect.
Mm.
And but that was going off on a rabbit.
No, because you had your first book signing launch
Yes, so
on.
that was just so potent because it sort of culminated. I really did this.
Yeah,
I
you did.
accomplished this. And this is, I would say, next to birthing my kids, this was like birthing another child.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it was, it was heavy,
Yeah.
it was hard, it was fun, but you you had to delve into stuff that had been put away that you didn't want to live through again, or that you didn't realize you were going through. You didn't
Exactly.
acknowledge it when you were going through it. So I think uh, the letting go stage
Okay.
was, sometimes it was easy to
Mm-hmm.
go in there and just plow through a drawer of clothes. It was
Mm-hmm.
easy. But then you'd pick something up and it would have that scent to it, and you
Mm-hmm.
just stop and languish in that. And then you keep going. He had a project truck. I think it was a 1942 Chevy truck. And it was one of those things that he was going to rebuild it.
Mm-hmm.
And we had it for years and years, and very little got done on it.
Mm-hmm.
But every time we moved, we had to find a storage place for it. It got towed with us and everything. And I finally came to the conclusion that it meant nothing to me, that it was costing money to
Mm-hmm.
store it, it was costing money to tow it. Let someone enjoy it that would restore it and get it beautiful. And a friend's husband purchased it. And I said,
Mm-hmm.
the only thing you have to do is when it's looking good, I want to go for a ride in it. And he said he'll let me
I
know,
love it.
because Jim did get it running, and we took a
Mm-hmm.
drive in this beat up old truck around
Right.
our neighborhood, and it was a joy for him and for me. And I have that to
Okay.
remember.
Mm-hmm. We have one of those. My hubby has one that
Do
we tow it everywhere, and it's in the garage. And I named it Betsy, but
Oh my
that
gosh, yes.
it was his
Mhm.
grandfather's. But it means so much. It means so much.
Exactly.
Yeah. And as much
Yeah.
as I make fun of it and all the things I say, I can hear and how much you appreciate
Yes.
that. And that's like,
And when they towed it away, they got it on the truck to tow it.
yeah,
I couldn't watch it.
that. Yeah. Another letting go.
Hmm.
Just, yeah. Wow. Well,
So
I think one of the things you do in the book too is one of the gifts is to put words on things. I think that's one of the things, as like you're able to share your experience, strength and hope, put it down so somebody else can read it and go, that's what I'm experiencing. I don't know how to put words on it, but somebody else did. And we live in unfortunately, in a place that women have a tendency until they know that they don't have to do it all alone.
that,
But it's, if you don't have, you had a lot of women because you'd grown up with nothing but women and supporting women, taking
but
care of women, so you did have a network that was there. But for a
yes.
woman who doesn't,
Oh,
um, any suggestions or that reach out support? I mean,
I belong to a Facebook group which is surviving spouses of Vietnam veterans.
oh, you do special. Okay.
Yes, and it's mentioned in the book because anyone that has been with a military husband
Mhm.
and is welcome there. And it's for widowers too. It doesn't have to be just a woman, but I see them preparing because so many of us are about the same age because our
Mhm.
husbands were in the Vietnam War. And so many of them are also suffering from all this debilitation from Agent Orange and the destruction of it. That is the safe place to go, very safe. And there were some women that you knew were going to survive. And there were other women that I see the hardest part is going from being a we for 51 years to
Mhm.
going to me
Mhm.
and sort of understanding that I don't have to answer to anyone. I've got freedom.
Mhm.
I can do what I want, those kind of things. And when I hear some of these women speak,
Mhm.
on Facebook, that they are so lost. They have no other interest in their life except their husband of 50 plus years.
Yeah.
They don't know where to go, where to turn.
Yeah.
Luckily, I had family, I had my faith, I had my Mary Kay,
Mhm.
um, so many things and friends that I wasn't alone.
Yeah.
And if this book does nothing else but help others understand that there are places to go to get comfort,
Mhm. Mhm.
that if you're willing to search them out and stuff, there are people out there that want to help you so bad, and that they are not alone. There's
Right.
other people going through this.
Yeah.
And if nothing else, I am here. Find
Yes.
me and I'll be more than happy to talk to you.
Wonderful. Oh gosh. Yes. Yeah. Grief, loneliness, widowhood, all of that. Just you don't have to do it alone. And I know it takes in anything so much courage, so much willingness to reach out. So that's where what she's saying, Sandie, reach out. She's got a book that you can relate to, the VA therapist. I also, as a coach, support through all of that emotional.
Oh,
But
yeah.
it's there's nothing, it's it's just such a devastating energy. And as just the nervous system, everything locks up. So we just ask you to, if you can, reach out and get a little bit of support. So,
Definitely.
with that, is there anything else before I'm going to put the link in here for the book. And anything else you would like to add that I haven't added?
Don't be afraid to start new things, no matter what your
I'm glad you
age,
brought that up. Okay,
no
sorry. That
matter.
was like a big section on here at our age, the wisdom women were called. The women I'm
And
working with, 50, 60, 70, 80, are starting again.
yes, and we're finding out things that we should have been taught in our younger years. Because I was, how do I nicely say it? After Jim passed, and then about a year later, I sold the house.
Mhm.
And we were always self employed, so never had extra money. We always worked
Mhm.
for the employees and everything. And I had some extra money, so I listened to a friend and I invested with, a trusted advisor and this and that. And understand this was my nest egg or whatever you want to call it, my retirement. And I called a month or two after we got started, and it wasn't looking the way I was told it would.
Mhm.
And I was treated so rudely, so disrespectfully by this man. I won't call him a gentleman,
Mhm.
but by this man that he said I could either take my hit on my taxes and take what's left of my money out, or I could leave it sitting there and see what happens. And I thought to myself, you will never touch a penny of my money again. And
Mhm.
after that experience, I prayed about it to find a way to be able to help other women not have to feel. I mean, I consider myself, a fairly smart woman, but
Mhm.
then all of a sudden that knocked the wind out of me. Um, it was like I am financially illiterate. I have run $1 million business. My husband's
Mhm.
HVAC business, you know, and
Mhm.
yet it comes to me and and I don't know
Yeah.
what to do. And some people came into my life 2 weeks later that were in financial services, and we
Okay.
talked and they educated me. And so I am now in financial services also,
That's
and
right.
reaching out to um, help other people go through what I did
Mhm.
and not have to feel financially illiterate,
Mhm.
um, with no strings attached,
Yeah.
to know the facts.
Other people or women?
In the age we grew up with, I would say women, that men were supposed to know all this stuff.
Got it. You know me, the coach in me is like, let's
Yes.
specify who you
Um,
want to give your heart to.
I'm sure the people that are going to understand me the best are going to be women,
Yes. Mhm.
and women that have lost something.
Yeah.
Maybe it's their life savings. There's so many scams out there, so many things that if you don't look into, if you don't read the fine print,
Yeah, absolutely.
it can hurt you.
Yeah.
So get with someone you can trust and just ask for
Great. I'll put your
their
link in there too
advice.
for
Okay,
that.
thank you.
I had forgotten that that has been part of the next journey.
Oh gosh, yes.
Yeah, as we wrap up, one of the things we both have been in each other's lives is watching us make really big choices
Oh, big
to
ones.
change things. And I know that we get frozen in that. But had you not chose to make some changes, God wouldn't have opened up. You wouldn't have the space, even though it's over widowhood and the loss of Jim. You just keep making different choices to empower you.
Yes,
I mean, really,
really, yes,
we
yes.
really, here you are. And that kind of gives me the chills for, yeah,
Being part of it.
yeah. Well, no, and and always to watch what brave women do, even though it's scary, all of it. But
Oh my gosh, yes.
oh, yes.
Writing this book was scary. What if nobody wanted to read it? My children knew I was writing a book, but I would not tell them exactly what it was about because
Okay.
I did not want any outside influence.
Mhm. You
And
learned that well. You learned
I,
that.
yes, I may have taken some literary license with some of the things. Maybe they didn't happen exactly like I said, but that's how I remember them.
Remember it. Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. God, what a great
So,
tool. So thank you for
oh,
this
thank you.
conversation. I know it's going to be just for all of us to be part and to hold that up and the spread of that and what else is possible on the next journeys, regardless of where you are in that chapter of your life. And if anything anybody's heard is really kind of pinged for them, spoke to them, we'll put in the links for the book, Till Death Do Us Part. You can order it on Amazon.
Amazon or Ingram Sparks,
Okay. Okay.
either of those.
Okay.
Um, I don't know if I should say this, but the Ingram Sparks is a much better quality.
Okay. Okay.
I found that out by just ordering from both places for the book launch.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
but it is a
That's what,
much nicer book.
right. Well, that's good to know too for a lot of people that are different ages, different spaces looking to write books. That's something else you can now share with some of us on that
That
part,
journey, yes.
that journey.
Oh,
So thank you.
oh, thank you, Lene.
You're welcome. It's been a pleasure. So, all righty, we'll put all that in the links.
Okay,
Bye
thank
now.
you.
You're
Bye
welcome.
bye.